What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So super excited now the cat is out of the bag. We've all been playing Alpha The War Within. When I say all, I mean the press, and then I was lucky enough and super grateful that I was also one of the content creators invited to play the Alpha of War Within for the last couple of days. Now, we weren't allowed to talk about this, which is obviously why you haven't seen anything on any social media of me talking about this, but we've all secretly been testing the War Within, the Phase 1 alpha version of it. And we've also been in like a Q&A session with the senior developers of World of Warcraft. It has been a really fun experience. Now, when I got invited to the alpha and I wanted to jump in, it was really funny because we joined a Discord server and a bunch of content creators was like, God damn, we gotta do delves, we gotta do dungeons. I was just sitting there quietly like, I gotta find the best gold farms, okay? That's what I gotta do. So there's been a lot of questions, but yes, of course, I'm already starting to find a lot of gold farms, and before the War Within releases, I'm going to update the 0 to 10 million gold guide, so everyone that has the gold guide already will receive the updated version for the War Within. And if you don't have the gold guide, you can find it linked down below in the description, but just know that it will be updated for the War Within, and you will just receive that version automatically sent to your mail. And also, as we progress into the War Within, I'll just keep on constantly updating it with the best gold farms. So I do have a lot of videos coming out of like the War Within gameplay. I've been like between streaming retail, making videos for streaming Classic, making videos for Classic, and also doing some stuff on Retail WoW. But I've had some, like a decent chunk of time to test out the War Within. Was a quite different experience though, because there was a lot of things that I wanted to test. I wanted to see the quest line. I wanted to test the delves. So I do have a lot of videos on War Within coming in the next couple of days. But then I also wanted to find the best gold farms. But it was different because there was loot on the alpha from like if you killed rare elites or if you did the delves and quests and so on. But there was every single mob that I killed in the open world had no loot. Like that's not added into this first build of the alpha. So I had to just walk around and try to see if I could find really good hyper respawn locations that I could do like both solo but also in a group. So I could like kind of note down those locations, and then as we progress into further alpha builds, I can go back and see what do they drop, how many can I get per hour, is this going to be considered a decent gold farm. And then I also spent a lot of time just checking out Druid builds and other classes just to see how good would they perform as a gold farming class. Like, is Balanced Druid still going to be the king? Well, most definitely. Like, Balanced Druids are extremely good. They really are. You saw some clips of me right here running around in the starting gear that Blizzard gave us on the alpha, and even I could just constantly, and I really mean constantly, pull mobs with Sunfire and Moonfire and AoE them down. And there's so much mobility, so much, you have so many healing spells, as well as you're dealing a lot of AoE damage. And I definitely think that the new talents that a lot of people are excited about are really good. Like, you can choose between Elune's Chosen and Keepers of the Grove, where Keepers of the Grove focuses more on like a restoration druid, while Elune's Chosen is more like a straight up just DPS boost. However, Keeper of the Grove just seemed to work really well with like the typical gold farming spec. Not sure if it's going to be the best. There's still a lot of things that can change, a lot of things can scale differently, and it also depends on the gold farms themselves. But just to give you guys like a rough idea, is you get this passive called Dream Surge. Force of Nature grants 3 charges of Dream Burst, causing an extra Wrath or Starfire to explode on the target, dealing 18,000 nature damage to nearby enemies. And you get instant cast Starfire as you're running around spamming your Moonfire and Sunfire, etc. So it's just additional AoE damage. Absolutely great. Your regrowth protects you, reducing damage you take by 8% while the regrowth is on you. You can also get that as an instant cast. You're going to have regrowth on you pretty much constantly. Really good for farming. Your maximum mana is increased by 5% and max astral power increased by 20. Great passive. Your Treants cast Moonfire on nearby target about once every 6 seconds. That's really big. The Treants are so good for gold farming. It's absolutely insane. You can then choose between Power of Nature, which increases the melee damage of your Treants, or your Force of Nature Treants have 50% increased HP, which means that they'll live longer, like cast more Moonfires. Scenarios might casting Star Search or Starfall increases the damage of your next Star Search or Starfall by 10% and it stacks twice. Really good. Same thing with the regrowth. Like Orbital Strike applies Stellar Flare for 4 additional seconds. Extremely good. Like Orbital Strike is such a good ability for AoE farming on a Druid. It's insane. Blooming Infusion as well, the control of Druid. There's so many nice talents, but like by all means, on Elune's chosen talent tree, there's also a lot of good talents where you can like regen more astral power, which means more starfalls, right? But it felt like it was more centered towards like a PvP or PvE spec where you're actually casting more than just running around constantly moving and spamming Sunfire and Moonfire all the time. So I do think that Keeper of the Grove will be the go-to farming spec, at least in the beginning when our gear is not that good and you need some additional survivability. But I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of mobs just to kind of give you a small idea on the Treants and just how good they are. So the cooldown on them is not that bad either. If you just play your cooldowns correctly when you're doing an AoE grind like this and you take turn on using something like Force of Nature, summoning the Treants and Convoke, for instance, it can definitely be really good. But you just pull a bunch of mobs, cast your Treants, boom. Like every mob a lot of the mobs will go on your Treants, and they actually deal a lot of damage. They're just standing there spamming their Moonfires, tanking the mobs for you. They are extremely good. So can you imagine doing a 2x4 gold farm in the War Within, having 8 Druids spamming Treants? Like, it's going to be absolutely insane, and I'm super excited to see just how powerful that will be once we start gold farming in the War Within. But I have a lot of things that I want to say. I want to talk about the Q&A and everything, but I don't want to make the video too long and too dull, so stay tuned for more videos on the War Within content. And I'm super excited, and I hope a lot of you guys will get into the alpha so you can actually like test out gold farms with me. Like every single time I get into the alpha, it feels pretty lonely in the beginning, and I kind of rely on getting some assistance from you viewers of mine to test out certain hyper-respawning locations. So hit me up if you do get alpha on Discord. That's pretty much it for this video though. So good luck to you getting into the alpha. And hey, don't forget to check out the 0 to 10 million gold guide, which will be updated for the War Within. And make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more War Within videos. With that being said though, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all back in at tomorrow's video. Bye bye.